All right, guys, we are recording. Happy Monday, Inspired Beauty. It's a new month, February, and this month, I kind of was racking my brain, what should I talk about? What should I focus on? And I think one of the things right now that I'm particularly focusing on in my business is the basics. Essentially, just doing the things that, aren't as shiny necessarily. Doing the things that maybe don't feel as creative and fun in the moment, but they are the things that bring the most return on your investment. And so I'm going to focus this whole month on our 4 vital behaviors. We have 4 Mondays in February, perfect to attack one vital behavior each Monday. This first one is the very first vital behavior, which in my opinion is truly the most crucial one if you're trying to run a business. I am telling you this from experience because I used to be the type of coach that I would throw Hail Marys out. I would post on social media and I would just cross my fingers and hope somebody please message me because you're going to love what I've got to offer. And yeah, sometimes that happened. Sometimes I get people to, reach out to me first. But in general, you guys, the majority of my conversations, the majority of my invitations have to happen behind the scenes. And I'm going to kind of go through that invitation process of connecting with people and attracting people to you and inviting. So tonight was called Attract, Connect, Invite because there is a process to go through and you cannot kind of jump over these hoops, if you will, to just get from one thing to the other. The thing about all these fundamentals that I'm going to talk about this month though, you guys, is that it's all like riding a bike, okay? Once you stop pedaling, once you take your foot off that gas, you are going to fall flat on your face. And this business is no different. So I've also, and I speak again, all this stuff doesn't come from a place of I'm just preaching this to you. I'm talking about this from a place of my heart where I've done the latter and it didn't work. And so now I'm teaching you a better way to do it. So in my business, I used to post all month long. I wouldn't have conversations with people. And then I'd get to the end of the month and I hadn't hit Success Club. So all of a sudden I would be panicking and I would just cross my fingers and hope and please, I hope I hit Success Club. But the reality was I hadn't had enough conversations leading up to the end of the month to have any sort of right truly to reach out to people and then invite them to something I had to offer. So you have to understand that the invitation process, you guys, begins with expanding your network, connecting with people and inviting, and that the second you stop pedaling that bike, it's done. You got to start all over again. The fundamental things we're going to talk about this month are the things that will move you forward in this business. Are they not maybe the most fun, most sexy, most shiny things? Not as much, but they are the things that will move your business forward, and that makes it easier then to go do the fun, fancy, shiny things. This business has changed and evolved in the last year or so. And so for people who were a coach previously, the way that we invite now and the way that we do business is very different. And if we don't adjust our sales, if we don't go with the flow of the times, you're not going to be very successful. And I'm telling you this flat out. No longer can we plaster hashtags that are Beachbody, Shakeology, hashtag, 21 Day Fix, hashtag 80 Day Obsession. No longer can we plaster that all over our posts. No longer can we use actual graphic images that show specific branding, right? Typically, when I go to someone's page, if they have I'm going to use Rodan and Fields, for example. If they have Rodan and Fields, their entire, as I scroll, I'm done. Because I already have this feeling that if I friend that person, they're going to then want to sell me Rodan and Fields. And I don't think that's true for all Rodan and Fields people or other people in network marketing for that matter. And I don't think that's true about us either. But that is the perception people have of you as a network marketer. And so we have to, first of all, we have to educate people to break those misconceptions. But we also have to adjust our sales. And so there are better ways to do things. And tonight I want to talk about that. So stop getting distracted in your business. And I know, because I am the easiest one to be, and just do your crap. That's the theme of this month, is doing your crap. Just do the crap. The second that you're I'm not hitting Success Club. Have you been doing your crap? I don't have any new coaches to join. Have you been doing your crap? The crap stuff, right, you guys? And when I say the crap, I'm talking about tracking, like the power hour. So first thing first, ask yourself, when's the last time you sat down in your business and did a power hour? If it's been a while, that's your crap. You got to do it. You got to do it. So let's start tonight. Let's talk about this attract, connect, invite. Okay. So that's kind of the theme for the month. I just wanted to lay that out there for you guys so you knew where I was going with all of this. But tonight is the attract, connect, and invite of the 4 vital behaviors. When I started this, I was a really, really broken woman. I was an overworked teacher. I was underpaid. I had a lot of friendships that were super toxic. My relationships with people were very toxic. I surrounded myself by drugs and alcohol, and the people in my life did the same. I did not have much confidence in myself, and so I put other people down to make me look like I had confidence because I was a performer and I was supposed to exude confidence. And so the only way for me to do that was to be a performer my whole life, to not have an off switch. And I could just fake if I liked you, or I could fake this relationship, or I could fake this role I played. And that was exhausting. And I got to the end of my road. I got shingles at age, I don't even remember how old I was now, like 24, 25. I got shingles. And like, that's a wake up call, because you're not like, that's like an old people disease, right? I got shingles. I was dating somebody who was super angry all the time. I remember that he came home with a gun one night that he had decided to purchase because he got the security guard job, you guys. And I freaked out because this man had anger problems, and I was so afraid now that he had a gun and could physically hold a gun in our home. And I was just broken. I feel like I had nothing positive in my life. And then I dusted off some DVDs. They were Insanity. I bought them on Amazon. I knew nothing about Beachbody. I knew nothing about coaching. I knew nothing about Shakeology. I just knew that people were doing Insanity, and so I bought it off of Amazon. And after I bought Insanity off of Amazon, I went away for the summer. I taught my very first summer with Santa Clara Vanguard, and I did Insanity every single day that summer and pushed play on my laptop in some random corner of a high school in Egypt of the country. Okay, guys, like, you know, literally don't know where I was. And I came alive. I'll never forget some of the relationships that I made that summer, because as I was bettering myself, I started to see better in other people. I started to see people who would treat me better and for what I was worth. And then I also started seeing people who didn't treat me well, and realizing that I was worth more than that. And maybe my current situation, I didn't know how to get out of that, but somehow in some way I would. And then the summer finished, and the Beachbody coach opportunity was in front of me on Facebook one day. My friend had also been doing Insanity, and I had secretly been stalking her behind the scenes. And she invited people to join her team, and I said, where can I sign up? And I did it. Do you guys see my story? I took you through that story, and some of you may know parts of that story. Some of you, there are parts of that story that I've literally never said to anyone before on a Zoom. So some of you guys might be like a little shocked by some of the story. But do you see who I was? That's who I was before Beachbody. And that's who the people out there are as well. That's who you are. So it's about building trust. Okay, this whole attracting and connecting and inviting people, it starts with trust. That is the foundation you lay. And the more that you can share your journey and share it often, and I don't mean journey like, just finished my workout today, life's awesome, or hashtag Shakeology, chocolate vibes. Like, that's not your journey. What I just shared with you was not an easy thing for me to just sit here and spew out, but it's a part of my journey, and I can use that powerful part of my journey, maybe the brokenness, to help inspire someone that there is hope out there and that we have a solution. We are a solution-oriented company, and that's what I love about Beachbody. We are solution-oriented. Trust is built too, guys, by emphasizing the similarities between you and a customer. So the more that somebody can say, wow, you know, I've had toxic relationships, or, I used to surround myself with people who drank a lot or did drugs all the time. I used to surround myself with people like that. Or, I was an overworked and underpaid teacher. The more you can emphasize those similarities, that is where trust is built and forged, okay? So the first thing you've got to do is you've got to define who you are. Are you casting a net and praying that it's going to happen into the giant abyss of social media? Are you just throwing a net and saying, anyone in social media, I hope you join my challenge? Or are you speaking specifically to who you want to help? The more that you get to speak specifically to who you want to help, the more you're going to attract people who you enjoy helping. I had a conversation with a woman today, and you guys might catch it on my story, actually, because I screenshot and I took the person out, but I screenshot her question. Dana, you're shaking your head. I love it. She straight up has been asking me about Inspire Beauty for like a whole while now. We've just been going back and forth and back and forth. And finally, you know, through the conversation, she finally just said, well, I'm not into that kind of thing. You're not into being healthier. You're not into being happier. You're not into surrounding yourself with people who make you feel like a freaking awesome human being. Cool. Then I don't want you on our team. And I point blank let her know that it was not right for her. And guess what? I don't care. I'm so happy I found out that she's not right for our team today. That doesn't mean a year from now or later down the road, she can continue to watch our journey as a team and we, you know, she bridges that connection and starts to get rid of some of these limiting beliefs that's holding her back right now. But that's not my job. My job is to just keep moving forward and attracting the people who want this the way that we do. So there's some questions. Hold on, let me share the screen really quick because I do have. Charlie, you're interrupting our Zoom. I think Frankie's attacking him. Oh, hold on, I want to share the screen, but it's not. I gotta pull the thing open first. And you can screenshot this once I open it for you guys. Okay. You can screenshot this so that you can see all the questions and look at them on your own time a little later. But define who you are, and who you want to serve. And so these are a lot of great questions you can ask yourself about what are your roles in life? Are you currently married? Do you have children? Do you have pets? Do you have a job outside of network marketing? That's a really hot trend right now, guys. And what we do is saying, like, this is my part-time hustle, that this is part-time so that later I can do this. Or sharing that you make it happen and you're doing this at the same time. That is a huge trend. One of the things that people like to share as they add new coaches to their team, some of the top coaches right now are sharing what that coach does for a living and that now they're also a part of this team, right? So that people can see like that other people are making it work, right? What makes you stand out, your passions, your hobbies, things that you love and things that you don't love so much, right? What do you enjoy doing in your time off? Natalie freaking blew it out of the park today with her favorite color, purple. And like the entire post was purple, for sure. And I think her caption was simply just like, can you tell what my favorite color is? But right there, boom. Anyone who loves purple is connecting with Natalie, right? And if they don't, they just got to know her a little bit better. She's building trust. I loved that today. What makes you laugh? What's your strength? Where are you weak? Admit to them. Show them. Tell people you're not perfect. What are your life goals? What are your dreams? Why did you join this? So that deep story that I told you guys, you all have one of those. All of you have a story like that. And the story, you know, what attracted you to this company wasn't necessarily like your first paycheck or going emerald or having that transformation pick. Like, that's not when your story began. Your story didn't start the day that you rank advanced to emerald. You didn't all of a sudden have a story to tell people the day that you earned a paycheck or when you finally got a Success Club point or when you finally had a good enough, quote unquote, before and after pick. You are the story because it was your past. My story and what I tell people now is what I've overcome from the past, and this business has the opportunity to do that for you. So I ask you, you know, jot down what attracted you initially to your coach, whoever your upline coach is. What was the attraction? What happened that you're like, I wonder what she's all about, or what's she doing, or I want that. What was it? Don't overcomplicate it, guys. It's you. This business is you. We overcomplicate invites. We overcomplicate the invites. We overcomplicate this process, and almost, if you're anything like me, almost just put it off because we think, like I just don't know how to bridge that gap to invite people. And the reality is we overcomplicate it. It's literally about being a professional friend maker. It's literally about having conversations and talking to people. So you've got to know your client's pain points. Let me just make sure I know what, okay, cool. know your clients' pain points and relate to their pain points. And then how can you help them solve their pain points? And how will they feel once that problem is solved, right? What kind of confidence will they get back? What kind of sense of self or joy will they find because of you, right? So it's beyond like attraction marketing, you guys. It's not about having a six-pack abs or being the most beautiful person or your makeup's perfect or whatever. It's about attraction of like the depth of you, of your story. Attraction marketing happens when we work to be a better person. Okay? If you're working to be a better version of you, there will always be a story to continue to tell, right? There will always be that story to continue to tell. So how do you get people to stop? So attraction is, you know, attracting and connecting are kind of one thing together. That's your posting. That's how we attract people to us via our posts, and we connect via the story we're telling through our posts. So how do you get people to stop? Well, the first thing is your images, you guys. If you've got grainy, dark, fuzzy images that look like your dog licked the phone before you took it, or your kids like sticky lunch fingers were all over it, like that image, I'm sorry, I love you so much, but it's ugly and no one's going to stop scrolling for it. You know, you've got to, like, I can't tell you how many apps I have on my phone to help my images look better. I just use my phone, and this camera on it, honestly, is like, it's whatever. But I take apps and I make my pictures look better. And I work on angles, and I work on lighting, and I work on, you know, trying to change up the way I'm taking a picture so that it's not always the same background or not always the same like position you see me in, right? And so keep that in mind, that the first thing, guys, we see over 5,000. Did you know that on a daily basis, every person sees over 5,000 advertisements between social media and the radio and television, right? Between all of those media components, guys, we see over 5,000 ads. Billboards, okay, while you're driving down the stinking road. Like, it's all around us. When you're standing in line, like freaking Home Depot, y'all. Home Depot is disgusting to me, because when I go into the checkout, it's like Skittles, Milky Way, Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew. And I'm like, it's freaking Home Depot. Like, why are you selling me like it? It's crazy. But that's also advertising. It's in our face all the time. So people aren't stopping because it's like white noise, right? So you've got to stop them with your images. And if you need help on this, that's not the call for tonight, but you need to make sure that you start studying that. Be a student of that craft, because that's one of the huge, biggest parts to forging those relationships. And then you connect to them with your post. Your post doesn't always have to be some long, drawn out, sad sob story, but you can breadcrumb it. You can pull things from it. I could have pulled just the overworked, underpaid teacher part of it. I could have pulled just the part of it where I had toxic relationships. And now, you know, a quote that helps me, like when I'm really thinking about this again. I could pull when I first did Insanity. You know, I could pull something from that. You can just pull pieces from it, right? But that's really where that attraction and connection starts. Guys, if you're not on Instagram, if you are doing your business solely on Facebook, I highly encourage you to stop what you're doing and spend some time to get on Instagram. No longer on your page. If I see people on their page, like, you should probably post, and we just started our new Rock the Basics, and I've really revamped a lot of this, guys. I used to tell you, if it was a year ago, I'd tell you post 3 to 5 times a day. You need to be posting 3 to 5 times a day. No, today I'll tell you post 1 or 2 times a day. That's it. That's all you need. You need your best post 1 or 2 times a day. Your big, like, you know, your best picture you can craft, your best statement you can make. Maybe it's just something like Natalie, where we're just learning about her that she loves purple, or maybe it's something like really deep and you're telling your story of why you joined this business. Whatever it is, 1 or 2 a day, like, to hit your audience hard. So where do you spend the rest of your time? On Instagram story. And I know that, you know, there's Facebook story, and I get that, you guys, but Instagram story has a lot more components than Facebook story in terms of the hashtags and finding people. You will find people who are just like you on Instagram through hashtags. A lot of people are, you know, have said like, oh, it's just, I don't have anybody interested on Facebook. Of course, you're talking to the same people over and over and over again. Like, they're sick of hearing about you. They're sick of your stupid story too, right? Like, you are white noise to them on Facebook. So I highly suggest your sweaty selfies can be a story. You're making your shake in the morning, that's a story. When you read your personal development, that's a story. When you're on a team training right now, like literally right now, I'm going to hit Instagram. You're going to watch how fast this is. Okay, it would be faster if I was already set on the homepage, but I'm not. I was like stalking somebody, so I'm on their page. Okay, here we are. Everybody smile. 3, 2, 1. There. Like, that's how fast that story was. Like, and now I upload it. Okay, so all things Beachbody can happen in your story, but I don't want to see Beachbody on your page anymore. I want to see you. I want to see your journey. I want to hear your heart. I want to know why you are part of this team, but I don't need you being a billboard, a walking billboard for Beachbody. It's just not working anymore, and you have to evolve. I heard this phrase, and I love it. It was that your body is your business. And that doesn't necessarily mean your body is your business, like you've got to be a supermodel or you've got to be in perfect shape, but your body is your business. So that evolution of growing, and Kayla's on right now, she can remember this very clearly because she was with me at Summit when I was in some of the darkest times of my life. And I was undergoing some serious depression. The kind of depression where I couldn't even show up to social media. I couldn't even show up to get out of my bed in the morning. I couldn't show up to living, okay? And all I could think of was, how do I inspire anybody? But the thing is, in your life, when you have that deep, dark, terrible moment, and we all go through them, we're not immune to them. You need a lifeline. And I'm certain that everybody on here right now can think about their lifelines. And Kayla was a lifeline for me, even if she doesn't realize it, in the fact that I needed to be at that summit. And I probably wouldn't have gone to that summit if Kayla wasn't meeting me there. I cried. You guys, I got off the plane and I got on the bus to go to the hotel to meet her. And I just sobbed in the front seat of the bus because I didn't want to be there. But Kayla was there with me the whole weekend. She was my lifeline. Insanity was my lifeline when I was trying to figure out how I break away from these relationships and go into other ones. Love you too, girl. And I have been able to have lifelines throughout my whole journey, but you also need to be the lifeline for someone else, right? Imagine that your story and your struggle is a lifeline for someone else to have hope. And so that's the attraction, that's the connection, and that is a vital part of what we do every single day. Okay, your body and who you are and what you've gone through is your business. So there's a difference between external and internal pictures. And I kind of talked about this, like you don't want pictures that are very stock photo images because that shows no effort and it shows no heart behind it. An internal pic is a picture of you. It says, it lets people know that you're connecting with them. They get to understand you better and they get to relate. I like to think of it like Microsoft versus Apple. Microsoft is very much what oriented. If I watch a Microsoft commercial, they're going to tell me what their new computer is, how many gigs it has, what the screen looks like, what apps you can put on it, and you should buy it. That's Microsoft. But Apple is going to play this commercial where you've got two people dancing in an alley and they've got these ear things in, and then like the one takes it off and like listens to the other one, and then all of a sudden it's magical and like, I want to be that girl. What? Like, why is she in the alley dancing like that? And he's such a good dancer too. How do you even find people like that? And then like gives the microphone back over. Like that, guys, is, they didn't tell me anything about an iPhone or earpods or anything. All they do is show this magical lifestyle, blast on an Apple logo at the end, and all of a sudden people are losing their cool because they need that product. It connects with the human element. It's connecting with their heart. And that's what we've got to start working on to do in our attraction and our connection. So it's not about what you do, guys. It's about why you're doing it. There's so many Beachbody coaches out there. There's so many people out there trying to sell things on social media. So many advertisements in our face every day. It's not about what, it's about why. Every single one of you could sell a challenge pack to the same person that I've been trying to reach out to for a year, and they connect with you more because of your why. And that's okay. And that's okay. So let's talk about the inviting. And I want to talk about it as proactive inviting. This is a vital behavior, and I would say it is probably the most important vital behavior. You can't ignore the fact that you have to work behind the scenes. Again, I'm going to say that again because it's so important. You cannot ignore the fact that you have to work behind the scenes. You have to expand your network, find people, use hashtags. Today I use the hashtag Lisa Turkhurst. She's an author of Christian women's studies, and I love her to death. And I found like 8 or 9 people on Instagram today that I was like, they're really cool. I think I want to connect them. And cool because I don't want to sell them a challenge pack. Cool because I don't want them on our team. Cool because I just want to get to know that person. You see where this takes time? And you see why on February 27th, finding these women in that hashtag, I would be pressured to then want to invite them to something because my time is running out. Today, my time's not running out. I'm not going to invite them to anything anytime soon. I just want to get to know these women, right? But the people back in January that I found via other hashtags, well, those people I might start building a relationship with and sending out not hey girl messages, but actually like, hey girl, how was your weekend? I love your Instagram feed. Your dog is so cute, da 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 da, right? You cannot rely solely on your social media posts. Cold inviting too, guys, is over. Like I know I've given you scripts, and every once in a while I will use a script, but the script is not the first thing I send somebody. You have to understand. I'm going to say that. The script is not the first thing I send to somebody. I don't get onto Instagram Messenger or Facebook Messenger and send a, hey girl, I'm running a challenge group. Would you like to join? Because guess what I would do to that person? First of all, nowadays I'd probably send them like a really not so nice message back. But second of all, schooling them and educating them on how they should probably build a relationship. But second of all, I might unfriend them. I might just simply not respond to them. Like all those things are real. And people will do it right back to you. It's just icky. So hashtag don't be that person. Do not send out all these cold invites, you guys. The way that you can get an in to reach out to somebody is when they like something or comment on something. That is your first in. That gives you the in to then reach out. Hey, thanks so much for supporting what I do. I'm always so appreciative of women like you who just show love on my posts. How's your week going? That's it, right? That's it. It gives you that bridge to reach out to people. And same thing in Instagram stories. When I notice that somebody's always watching my story, I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to say something to them. First thing is, are you asking the right questions? There's a couple like gut checks we need to do. Are you asking people the right questions when you reach out to them? Because I know a lot of times it's hard because it's like, okay, I reached out and I said, how are you? And then I don't know what else to say. We got to ask the right questions. Ask them about themselves. That's why it's important to find people on Instagram that are just like you and have the same commonalities and interests. Going back to the very beginning when we talked about, defining who you are, that's why that's so crucial, because that's going to help you just have natural conversation. It will flow effortlessly. Do you give them a reason to respond? So when you reach out to them, if you say, hey girl, thanks so much for liking my post. Your dog's so cute. Cool. Like, I'm so glad I got a cute dog. You got to give them a reason to respond to you. A lot of times, like today, one of my go-to lines, this is really great, guys. I asked people how they enjoyed the Justin Timberlake concert last night. Because it wasn't a Super Bowl game for me. It was a Justin Timberlake concert, y'all. I thought that one was really good. Anyway, tap myself on the back. But seriously, like that is my jam. That's my tribe. Those are people that would get me. They'd be like, oh my gosh, I loved it. Or like one person responded, she's like, it was good, but honestly, I was just holding it together for This Is Us. And I'm like, yes, thank you. So like, those are the women that get me. The women that, so did you like, really enjoy that super, super long football game prior to This Is Us starting? Like talking to people about what they really like. I wouldn't ever ask somebody, hey, are you so happy the Eagles won? Because I could care freaking less. Like, but if that's your jam, then ask that, right? And give them a reason to respond. Usually current events, current things that are happening are a lot easier for people to respond to because they have a way to talk, right? It just gives a commonality. And your number one goal in any conversation is to get leverage. And what I mean by leverage is you want to get to a place where you're able to just naturally invite them to something. Okay? Most people get their foot in the door and they're like, but Brittany, how do I open the door, right? Like I got my foot in the door. I said, hey, we started a conversation, but now how do I ask them? And I'm going to show you a couple sample conversations in a second, but your number one goal, you guys, is to ask questions and to learn enough about someone that you have leverage to then invite them, right? Remember those pain points. Here's a really great question. This could be somebody who has commented on something. I'll switch it up for that, but this would be somebody who has reached out to you. So jot this down. You could say, you know, thanks so much for reaching out, but here's what I want you to write down. What made you feel compelled to reach out? I'm excited to hear your story. What made you feel compelled to reach out? I'm excited to hear your story. Guys, the answer to that is always going to be a novel. They're going to give you 4 paragraphs about who they are, and bam, you have pain points. You know who they are. You've got leverage. And right after that, you're not going to be like, cool, I got this challenge group going, and the challenge pack's $150 on sale this month promo, and you could get chocolate Shakeology, and no, you're going to like talk to them about like what they just said and have a human conversation. But that gives you now an in to maybe say something. And you know what? Some conversations, maybe you never have that in, and that's okay too. That's why you're constantly adding new people to your network every single day. Do your crap, right? Do your crap. So let me show you a couple examples. Let me share the screen real quick. I got to open it first. Hold on. Charlie, you can't curse at the workouts while I'm on Zoom. He's back here using the F word. You're not making me want to do this workout now. This is scary. Okay. Oh God, don't say that, Dana. It was hard today. Not cool. Again, you can take screenshots of these. Let me open both real quick, and that way I don't waste time on this. Take some screenshots of this, but these are some great like behind the scenes invitations. So again, screenshot these so that you can save them for later, but totally random. I noticed you showed love on my customer's transformation pick yesterday. I probably wouldn't say customer. Usually I say client or challenger or one of my girls or something like that. I try to get rid of customer. And thought to myself that I need to invite you to my next group. Is that something you've ever considered? Okay. But again, this isn't the first conversation you're having with this person. At this point, like if you go to your inbox and you've never spoken to that person that showed love, build a relationship first. Okay. This is if you've already started talking to somebody. Hey, just want to thank you for showing me some love. Are you a coach too? That's an awesome question to ask people. Are you a coach too? Because right away, if they're like, no, I don't know what a coach is, boom, you can talk about it. Or if they tell you, yeah, I am a coach, you're like, cool, me too. Let's connect. Like, let's brainstorm stuff. I do that all the time. Thanks for liking my post. I so appreciate the love. Not easy to share stuff like that sometimes. Are you on a fitness journey too? Boom, that one's a really good one as well. Can you guys see this next one that I pulled up or no? No, okay, I have to unshare real quick and then reshare. Stop share. Reshare. Okay. Here's another one. Totally out of my comfort zone, but I have to ask, hosting a short information session tomorrow night where I explain what it's like to join my virtual fitness groups. I can totally see you crushing it. May I add you to the group? Hey, Anna, it's been forever since we last spoke. How are you? You've been on my mind the past few days, so I'm taking that as a sign from the universe to invite you. Not sure if you've seen blah, 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 blah. Ladies are losing average of this. But again, this is not the first message. This is after you've already had conversations with people. So it's so important to have conversations so that you have somewhere to go. Okay, let me stop to share it. Okay. The thing is, you guys, you want to get great in this business at connecting and attracting who you want. If you're having a hard time finding people to join Inspire Beauty or people to join your challenge group, babe, stop looking at me like that.
Hi. It sucks.
Just give me like Zoolander face, you guys. I can't focus when you do that. Trying to run a business. Okay, get great, you guys, at connecting and attracting to the people that you want to work with. It'll be so much more rewarding. And a lot of times for me, it's like when I'm like, oh, I can't find anybody right now, or I'm having a hard time hitting Success Club, I haven't been connecting and attracting to the people that I need to speak to. I haven't been getting deep with my story. I haven't been working hard enough in that way. Guys, imagine really quick if your coach never had the courage to connect with you. Imagine that. My coach did. My coach had the courage to connect with me. And because she had the courage, I was able to join this business. And then she taught me how to do it. And then I had the courage to reach out to other people. And now I'm teaching you how to do it. But that's the thing, it can't stop with me. It can't stop with Brittany, because that would be such a disservice to the mission that this entire business, this entire corporation, it's not my mission, it's not Inspire Beauty. Like, we're talking about helping people have healthier, more fulfilling lives, right? So it comes down to doing your crap. Show up and share your journey. That is the foundation of it all. Remember, only 1 or 2 power posts a day, you guys, but share that journey relentlessly and unapologetically on your story. Who cares if it's redundant? People are watching that and saying, she did her workout again today. She's still doing her workout. What is that? I want abs like that. I should ask her. Like, you need to do that repetitively. Intentionally add people to your network and connect with people daily so that you can then bridge to that invite. So again, the invitation process, it's not scary if you're actually connecting and attracting people to you and having honest conversations with people. But if you're simply just waiting until the last half of the month and sending cold messages, absolutely, invitation sucks. But I actually get in my inbox and I'm actually excited to talk to the people, because I actually have a chance to connect with people who I believe not only will I make a difference in their life, but I believe they're making a difference in my life simply by sharing their story and potentially joining our mission and our team and all this stuff. So that is it for inviting, attracting, connecting tonight. I'm going to open up the chat really quick. Anybody want to unmute and ask anything? So everybody's ready to get out there and invite?
Okay.
No, I have a question.
Okay. Go for it.
Do you ever?
So we're gonna. Sorry.
Go, Dana.
It's hard to know who's going.
No, go ahead, Natalie.
So we're gonna stick to like we've been doing with inviting to our challenge groups on our story. Like, that's what we're gonna stick to doing.
I think you can do. I don't have a problem, and I still do put up a post where I'm like, I'm looking for 5 more people, or message me, and I do a call to action. But those aren't the only posts you ever see from me when I talk about my business.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we're not. I'm showing up just for that.
Right. What I see with a lot of coaches is that they'll only talk about like their home life or other stuff, like random stuff, and then all of a sudden they'll put a post up about joining my challenge group, and it's like, wait a second, but I haven't even watched you work out. Like, I don't know your journey. I don't know you. Like, you're not giving me you, right? So no, you can absolutely put those up still, but I think fewer and further between.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Dana?
I was just curious, like, how often and like how do you handle like negative responses or like reactions?
I attempt, well, first of all, I have to like bite my tongue and stop for a second, because my first reaction is to not be nice back, and that's just the old me. But what I try to do now is I try to just take a second and walk in their shoes, realize where maybe they're coming from, and then kill them with kindness. Some people I just don't even message back because it's not worth my air and my breath and my time. And some people, and I rarely get negative messages, honestly, fewer and further between. But like that person today, I was just like, well, it's just not for you. Like, sorry, it's not my thing. It's yours. Does that help? I mean, if there's specific ones that you're like struggling with, I know Rebecca has brought it to the forefront before that like somebody said something and she needed help responding. Like, send that to the team and we can help. Like, okay, this is what I would say, But yeah, in general, it's like I kill them with kindness. Everybody smile. I don't want to run out of time. Fix your face. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. If there are more questions, this is a huge topic. So if there are more questions, bring them to the team page. If not, guys, have a wonderful night. If you're in Rock the Basics, go do your crap. Now. All right, love you guys. Bye.
Have a good night.